Yo, this is Wild Man Willis, and I'm doing something different. In the recent light of the reveal of the new Fantastic Four movie that's coming out next year, that's going to be a huge misstep. I'm going to show my defense of the last two Fantastic Four movies that came out a couple of years ago. I'm not going to talk about the original version. I'm going to talk about the extended version of the Fantastic Four, the much better version of the Fantastic Four movie. The thing about this movie is it has more character development than the original director's edition that came out at the movie theater. I like this one much better because you get more of the family feel of the Fantastic Four that was in the comic books. And you see more of the backstory between Ben Grimm and his girlfriend Alicia. It made more sense why they started to fall for each other instead of the way it was that it was just boom, bang, boom, and that's it. This movie does still have its flaws, like the depiction of Doctor Doom, more of it being linked to the Fantastic Four's power origin than it is in the comic book. I always said that was a big misstep at actually giving him superpowers instead of him being a technical genius like he is in the actual comic book. And the main reasoning for him to don the mask because of the scarring, because of the accident him and Reed Richards had when they was in college. And basically it was just a little scar on his face, and Dr. Doom was so narcissistic that he just felt like he was horribly scarred, and that's what happened with Dr. Doom. The special effects still don't hold up as well as it did when it first came out. I give him credit for making a practical thing. He does look like he did in the original 60s, like the first couple of issues before he became the thing that we all know and love. So I suggest that everybody look at the director's extended cut of the Fantastic Four, not the theatrical release of the Fantastic Four. And a lot of other things I feel that would have fixed this movie is if they had a better director. I don't think he knew how to do action scenes. I know he knew how to do the comedy scenes, but the action scenes is just what messes him up. If they had a better action director and had him write the family and the comedy scenes, it would have been a much tighter movie and a better development of the character Dr. Doom. And I'm going to go into the rise of the Silver Surfer. If they were smart with this movie, what they should have did was not include Galactus at all. That should have been the cliffhanger for them to introduce Galactus in the movie instead of him being a giant cloud. But in defense of this movie, if you read older graphic novel of the Silver Surfer, it explains that Galactus actually has different forms. It all depends on what civilization is looking at Galactus. Well, the depiction of the Silver Surfer was cool. He fit his character, but alas, Dr. Doom still, that's the main sticking point. Dr. Doom isn't a great character in this movie. He doesn't have the pathos like he does in the comic book. But they did give him Latharia in his castle, so I give him that much in the movie. And one other thing I could say, at least they look like the Fantastic Four. They ain't doing this silliness with Johnny and Sue being adopted and Johnny's black. I don't like that, and they making them very younger. I don't agree with that either. I always felt like Reed and Ben were always older than Johnny and Sue. That's the way it's always been depicted. I always looked at Johnny, I always looked at Ben as an older brother that he always tormented, and I don't think this will come through in this movie. So Fox need to just get the rights back to Marvel so we have a proper Fantastic Four movie. And Avi Arad needs to just stay away because he ruined Spider-Man as well. And you see what's going on with that. So just let Disney and Marvel get a hold back of the series. That's my old man Willis signing off.